Alright, well, this is not a good start of the video, but, you know, I gotta do what I gotta do and whatnot. I wasn't thinking that I needed to do a video, but then I thought about it. I said, well, I might as well do a video. If you have a PE code in one of these air dryers, not washers, sorry, I didn't even say dryers, LG washers, and it has a PE code, what do you have to do? Basically, there's this cover right here. It sits basically like that. Unplug your power and all that stuff. So this will basically sit like that. And then online it says you have only 2 screws. You don't. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll have about 5 screws you need to undo. So once you do that, undo that, you kind of just pry this open and lift it up. And then this bad boy will come right out. And once you get that bad boy out, that's why you don't have a lot of stuff in a freaking washroom. Once you get that out, the sensor is right here. It sits right here like this. Alright, it sits right here. This is the little pipe or the little tube that goes to the bottom. That connects here. Oh, I'm sorry, you guys are not even seeing that. So it connects here, type of deal. Sorry about that. And then it'll have a little clip, this little clip that will hold it, which you use a little plier to get it off. Undo it, and this basically you press down and then you pull this back. So I'm gonna need both hands to do it, because this is it has a lot of pressure on it to get it off. It holds it really tight, so you really you need 2 hands. You can't do it, undo it with 1 hand. The replacement you can get on Amazon also is right here. This doesn't even look like an OEM part. It looks like it got replaced before. So most likely we're dealing with the same thing here on this part. So it'll kind of look like this itself. All right. So we're going to give this a shot, and hopefully this takes care of our problem that we're currently facing right now with our PE code, and go from there. Online it says unplug for 2 minutes or 30 seconds, recommended 2 minutes, and then let it recycle or reset itself and plug it back. May fix the problem, so you can try that first. That doesn't work. The next thing is, they said pull this and see, make sure it's not clogged. The tube is right down there, and there's the tube right here, and it kind of runs up there. It doesn't look like it's clogged. It is old, but it doesn't look like it's clogged as well. So I'm hoping that this does fix the problem, because I've never done this before, and I'm just hoping, but I'm doing a video real quick to make sure that if it does fix the problem, you guys have a video. All right. I've never worked on a washing machine before. I've done this one before once, in which not this exact problem, but it was something else and I couldn't complete it. So undo that itself, because it ties to the tube. And yeah, we have to untangle that itself. Doing it in one hand is not too easy. My other hand is basically holding my phone. Alright, so she's untangled, and you can see how dirty it is itself. And it does say that there's a tape that holds onto it. So I'm going to try pulling first and see if by chance it just comes down. If not, we're going to have to undo the tape. So it's not coming out, so we have to undo the tape itself. So which is this little thing right here. I can't get it with 1 hand, so give me a second. I'm going to kind of cut that off, and we'll be right back. Alright, we're back. So that's the thing that wraps onto it. With this, I've managed to cut it. I don't know if I got everything though, but I've taken my knife as far as I can below, so we'll try and pull it, and she is coming out. As well. Oh, it's got stuck again. Not at a good spot either. So, no, I can't get it from here because of it's a little bit. Well, then again, I might be able to. There you go. That should have came off. All right. Untangle this. And then this is, you just pinch that out and you undo that. And then this itself as well. So a clip, you can just kind of pull that right out. Now, do you have to change this tube? Probably not. Doesn't look like it's clogged. You probably shouldn't. You can just replace the top piece. But in my case, when I do stuff, I like to replace the entire thing, especially when it comes with a new one. This one doesn't look slightly shorter, but it stretches. So we're gonna run the top down in here first. And then this will just kind of sit up here. So we just find where she went. I don't even feel it. There it is. All right, so this is basically gonna come in here. It feels a bit shorter, but it should still work. It should still do what we need it to do. Alright, so we can kind of get this in there. I'm going to put the phone down and get that in there. Sorry about the unprofessional clipping and, you know, pausing and all that stuff, but I'm working with myself on this, so... It's coming back out again, really. There we go. Alright, so you stick that bad boy in there. Put this back on here. That way it's secure. Not going anywhere. Probably should be the opposite direction, so we'll probably fix that before we put everything back. This is again the old piece. This is the replacement. So it's a bit short, that's for sure. Let's see. But this is only supposed to hold air. Okay? So keep that in mind. It's only supposed to hold air itself. So I'm going to go ahead and get this off, and then we're going to plug it there. So to get this off, all you got to do is press this down and then pull with your other hand. All right? 1 second. All right. That's the old piece. Okay? Like I said, you press this down and then you pull. So you got to wiggle it left, right, left, right. It's really tight in there. So just keep doing it, it'll come right off. If not, you can use some type of flathead that can go in between there and just kind of give you a little bit of a push on one of the sides. But that's it. That's everything else. The manual for the wiring is right here, which was kind of stuck underneath in there. I just stuck it in there type of deal. I don't need that. So, and yeah, so old piece, like something in there is broke. Let me see if this one does that too. Yeah, something feels broke in this. So this might be what's messed up. Feels like something in there is messed up. All right, so we're gonna plug that back and give it a test. All right, she's all plugged up. I actually went ahead and just undid that one and fixed it to have it face that way instead. You can see right there, this little piece. And this basically has to go back there, but in truth, this does feel a little bit shorter than that one. I think they did cut that tube a little too soon, the length on this one, so it has to go there and sit. So I'm going to try and put it. If it doesn't work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that tube off, I'm going to clean this tube up, and I'm going to reuse that tube instead. I'll clean it up and then I'll reuse that tube. Okay, so all this has to do is this has to go now to the point it has to feed through here, go down there, and then sit back in there. But I don't want it to stretch too much and cause it to come off from there, if you know my meaning. So we're gonna see real quick. I mean, it does stretch, so it might be okay, it might still work, but I would suggest probably just using the factory tube that comes with it, just so you could be safe and sorry. All right, so let's put this back up because that didn't go in where it needs to go. I feel like that needs to go like that. There you go. And now the rest of it can just go down itself. There you go. Which is all in place as well. Now the connection goes only one way. There's two on the left, and then the one on the right is a little pushed out itself. It's the same as this. You're gonna see it only goes in one way. Two is more pushed out on the left, and then the one is more pushed out on the right. It's only one way it can plug. Okay. So now that that's there, we will tie this back and everything before we put everything back together. I'm just going to do a quick test just to make sure itself. Nothing else was disconnected. We're not touching anything over there. That's plugged in. We will tie that back up once we're done. So full test real quick. Itself. And then select the setting. And then hit. If it says okay, so we're good because it did PE immediately. At this point, it would do that PE setting. Now the gentleman that did it did say you have to let it cycle it because it needs to reset itself, do all its thing and all that stuff. So I wouldn't play with it too much type of deal when you're doing it. In my case, I'm just going to pause real quick. I'm going to shut her down. I'm going to unplug the power once again. It comes on, yes, because it stores a little bit of power in there and it'll go off. So press that to make sure you got no power. So that worked. So now what we're going to do is we're going to put everything back together. All right, guys. Well, so we're going to tie this up together, back with this as one, and then come back. So pausing, and we'll be right back. All right, so I've tied that together. All of this is secured where it should be as well. So now our next phase is just putting everything back how it basically was. So our plate is right there. This is really light. It has a bunch of screws that holds it, but it's really light to do, to put back. All right. Let's zoom out. Can we zoom out? No, we can't zoom out any further. So that just sits like that, and then that will go in there like that. But what you have to do is you have to fold it. It's foldable, so boom. All right. So this side did not go in. Oh, it did. And I have to push it. I have to bring it in this way because I pushed it too far that way. All right. So let's put that back. And now our next phase is going to be putting our screws back. It's a screwdriver, and I believe there were these. I believe. So I'm gonna pause real quick and just kind of screw all of this back together because you guys don't need to see all that. But it's 4 or 5 screws with a screwdriver, and then just put those back, okay? All right, so there you go. So it's 4 screws. So 1, 2, 3, 4. All that goes back, and then now we're gonna put back our top. Oh, this is for the other one. Okay. I must start. Oh man, I messed up. But yeah, this was for this one itself. That goes with that. For that tube. I must thought I messed up. This it would stick more further here. Push that down. Instead, itself. Okay. Now this goes like that. Working my hand at is really not great at all. But you guys get the idea on how she should go back, I'm sure. Alright, so sit. Okay, so you gotta use two hands, okay? So when you put this, you gotta kind of press it like that. Pop everything back together, and then you put all your screws back. And then you're golden. That screw doesn't belong there. Oh, it does. Okay. It feels like it just didn't lock. Yeah, you belong there, that's for sure. Okay. This one I believe did belong in one of these bad boys itself. Yeah, it's not twisted just a bit. Alright, after putting everything back, plugging it up, turn on your hose, your waters, remember that, and turn it on and she's good. So yeah, if you have the PE code, that's what you need to change on this bad boy. This right here. That's what you need to change, okay? It just holds air, calculates the amount of air that's in there, blah blah blah, and you go from there. Alright? You can do this yourself. It's really simple to do. I thought I couldn't do it, but I gave it a shot and I did it. Some person out there will probably charge you like $300 to fix this. This part is not too expensive. You can get on Amazon. Let's get closer so y'all can see the part number. Take a screenshot, make your life easier. Okay? And you're good to go. Alright, have a good one. And once again, if you like this video, do please like, share, and subscribe.